Once again, it's AlKnows. Sports Talk, Saints Edition, Monday Morning Quarterback. Are we just going to be talking about the Saints today? And I just wanted to just share some thoughts that I had. I know it's Monday Morning Quarterback, and everyone is giving their opinions, their takes on what they thought happened. And I just want to give you like a perspective of what I've seen. And one of the things I want to hit off rip right now, because I've been seeing this on the Twitter Spaces, the YouTube blogs, is that the commentators are saying Kellen Moore does not trust Spencer Rattler, and that could not be further from the truth. That's not what we saw yesterday. See, when you're watching and listening to these guys giving their sports takes, you have to understand their perspective. And most of the time, their perspective is coming from a biased position. And if your position is biased, you can't give facts. So over here at AlKnows Sports Talk and over at No Cap Sports, we're gonna be giving we're just facts over feelings. We're not gonna be talking about, we have opinions about people, we have biases, we have favorites, but you gotta be honest with the people when you're giving information. And what we saw yesterday, we saw a quarterback taking his seventh start, throwing the ball 46 times. There's nothing in those four words that I just spoke that says I don't trust you as a quarterback. What we saw yesterday was a first-time head coach that was nervous, that was pretty much out-coached, that was in over his head, that missed some things. And that showed up at the end of the first half where we seen our first-year head coach, where the Cardinals had the ball with a minute and 57 seconds left, and they ran a play, got down to about 152, where he could have called a timeout because we had 3 timeouts, and we could have possibly gotten the ball back for an opportunity to score before the half, because we did get the ball back at the second half. But we saw a coach that was kind of nervous, that was a little bit over his head. It was his first game. It was a home game. He was nervous. So he really didn't call the game that we know he's going to call. I believe Kellen Moore's a better play caller than what he showed yesterday. I believe he's a better offensive mind than what he showed yesterday. I believe he's going to be a better game manager as far as timing wise than what we saw yesterday. So for those sports pundits, YouTubers, TikTokers, Twitter, whatever you want to call those people on Twitter, that are saying that he just didn't trust the quarterback, that's just furthest from the truth. The quarterback threw the ball, he had 27 completions for 46 yards, and think about the 2 that were dropped, the 1 that was overcaught. So this could have been a much better completion percentage game for Spencer Rattler. So it's not that he didn't trust Spencer, it's just the simple fact that he's a young coach. It's a little bit over his head, and he just missed it. We can admit that. We don't have to blame the guy that everyone doesn't like just because that seems like the best thing to do. That's not what happened. Our coach missed it. That's okay. Okay. It's Monday morning, and I just want to give a big time salute. Cam Jordan, man, you came back and you found the fountain of youth, and you did something. I don't know what you've been doing in the off season, but you need to keep doing that, because I was ready to take you out and old yellow you. just no cap. I was ready to old yellow you, but you came back yesterday, and I think I think either it's Bryce Young or it's Kyler Murray. I know it's one of the small quarterbacks. You said that you haven't had the opportunity to sack, and I'm glad you got him twice yesterday. So salute to, once again, Cam Jordan. Kool-Aid McKinstry, you played absolutely terrible. And I say that as a person that I was familiar with your game at Alabama, and I actually liked you because I just liked it. When when an announcer says his name is Kool-Aid McKinstry, so that name just stuck with me for a while, and I recognized your name. So when we drafted you, I was basically excited to have you because of your name. And right now, we're trying to put you in a kind of like a quarterback, CB1 type position. I don't think you're ready for it yet, and it kind of showed. So hopefully that the experience, you have the talent, brother. So I'm not against you at all. You have the talent. So I'm thinking that as you get the experience, it's gonna look a lot better. So keep your head up. The offensive line was not terrible as some would think. It wasn't as terrible as we would think. Cedro Ruiz is still probably the worst offensive lineman on that offensive line, which is bad. But let's see. Alante Taylor, he plays sparing minutes, but when he came in, I saw him blitzing every time, and I like that he's good at blitzing the quarterback, but I hate that we drafted a cornerback and he's just used to blitz, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is like I said, this is my Monday morning quarterback. I think the Saints played a pretty good game against a pretty good, decent team. The Cardinals won 8 games last year. I think this year they're going to win about the same amount, 8 to 10 games. They have a tricky defense. This is one thing I want the listeners to understand, and Saints fans in general, that when the Cardinals play a tricky defense, they don't play. There's not another team that plays defense like they play. And I'm not saying that there are other teams that disguise coverage, but their disguise is different. They have three safety. They use a three safety set, and those three safeties are you would automatically think they're in cover three, but they're not necessarily. And they bring 6 to 7 guys up to the line of scrimmage, and you never really know who's going to drop back. So we had our quarterback, who's 24, 25 years old, preparing for that, identifying the mic and able to read who's actually dropping back and making like 1, 2 reads in the midst of them blitzing, because they pretty much blitz every time. But you never know who's blitzing and who's dropping back. And that's what I was very impressed with Spencer. I even saw him like change the call, make audibles at the line of scrimmage. Some didn't work, some did work. And those are things that let me know that our coach trusts the quarterback. You're not letting him make changes at the line of scrimmage on his own if you don't trust him. You're also not letting him throw the ball 46 times. So y'all got to stop with your biases. You're trying to paint pictures and establish narratives so that fan bases and those that aren't going to be watching all 22 films or doing YouTube content, they're not going to be able to discredit you because they just don't know any better. You have to stop doing that. But like I said, this is not my Monday morning quarterback rant. The score was 20-13. That last drive, that 2-minute drive, I think we saw what the potential of Spencer Rattler was. He was decisive. He was in control of the huddle. He controlled it. When the offensive line made mistakes, we had penalties. He didn't break. He didn't falter. He was ready to go again and was like, okay, I'm ready. I can do this. We can do this. And those are the things that you just notice. Those are the things you look at. You see a leader in a young guy. You notice like Cam Jordan's interview. You look at Alvin Kamara's interview. They rally behind him. And yes, the coach has rallied behind Spencer Rattler. So I understand, as fans and as commentators and as YouTubers and as those that make content about the New Orleans Saints, you don't want us to waste a 40th pick and for him to just rot. But the main goal for Saints fans should be that guy never touches the field this year. And that would be a good thing. I think he's going to touch the field because we're going to be a bad team because we just don't have the horses. And my last hot take on this Monday morning quarterback, AlKnows Sports Talk Saints Edition, my hot take is that we just don't have a wide receiver one. And until Chris Olave proves me wrong, he's not a wide receiver one. Rashisha, he's not a wide receiver one. Yesterday, Jawan Johnson was the best receiver on the field, and he's a converted tight end from wide receiver. So that's my take, y'all. AlKnows Ranting Sports Talk Saints Edition. And listen, I'm excited about the Saints this year. I picked us to go 10-7, and I said that was our high ceiling. I said that we would either win 6 or 7 games because we only won 5 last year. Either or, we will win more games this year than we won last year. So that's my sports talk rant for the Monday morning quarterback edition, and I'm out.